All right, it's time for episode 44 of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. You know, last time we checked in, Envy was like a little slug, and May, the little girl, was taking the slug in a jar back to Jing to deliver immortality to her clan. And there's a plan to turn this big Philosopher's Stone alchemy circle of destruction into an alchemy circle of healing. And let's just go ahead and see what happens. Got a little coffee to help me along this morning. So during the OP, I like to remind people that I do have a Patreon now, and I know some of you are already members of the Patreon, but if you're not, I'd really appreciate it if you just check it out, see if maybe it's something that you're interested in joining. So there is a link in the video description. Revving At Full Throttle is the name of the episode. So we're going to have a car race here. This looks interesting. So, did Van Hohenheim catch up with him? Did I miss something at the end of last episode? There's probably an after credit scene. I miss those too often nowadays. But it looks like Alphonse and Winry are face to face with Van Hohenheim here. I mean, first time he's seen his father in who knows how long, and he just says we'll catch up later? That seems a little abrupt, doesn't it? Oh, so they're back in, what's the name of that town? Leto or something like that? Of course, we knew Van Hohenheim was in Leto. And they've gone back there, I guess, to try to crack this mystery. That's sort of where their adventure all started. Sounds like the town's doing a whole lot better than they were when all the violence was going on, right? Like, I think this was another place that needed a blood crest or whatever they call it when a bunch of people get killed. But it looks like everything's been sort of unified. They've got a certain sense of togetherness now after their tragedy. Alphonse isn't taken with it well, but at the same time, the town seems to have forgiven him. And it's cool to see those Chimera guys and Yoki, everybody's still hanging together. They haven't... I thought Yoki was gone for sure. I thought he was off to double cross him or something. Oh, wow. Yeah, these people are like observing the same thing I am. That it's kind of weird that your reunion with your son was so superficial and brief. But I also get it. They don't know what to say to each other. But here comes Alphonse stepping up, being the grown-up in the situation, ironically. But he's the one who's trying to nurture the conversation. It's just spending some time together. Get to know each other. You're strangers. How sad is that? They are strangers. Guess that's why they call it estranged, right? Whoa, is Alphonse walking in the bathroom while Winry's taking a bath? Oh, okay. Talking like through the curtain or something. For a minute, I thought this was going to be a very... Oh, that was Rose. That wasn't Alphonse. Okay, I thought this was going to be a very different anime than what I'd gotten used to so far. Thank goodness it did not take that harsh right turn or left turn or whatever turn. Oh, Rose is impressed with the auto-mail engineering that Winry's capable of. Oh, yeah, this is just Rose kind of telling the story of how she got all tied up in the Letoism and her cursed quest to bring her dead boyfriend back to life. You know, bringing dead people back to life has caused so much trouble in this world. Or the attempt to bring dead people back to life, I should say. All laughing about Ed. Wow, Winry's apologizing for Ed, but Ed was right in what he said. Or Edward. It's weird for me to call him Ed. Yeah, Rose appreciates Edward. Uh-oh. Are we going to see Winry get a little jealous? There's going to be some jealousy from Winry, Rose over Ed suddenly? That'd be kind of cool. See Edward stuck in a tug-of-war between these two ladies. Of course, I think I've lost track of exactly where Edward is at the moment. Hopefully we'll check in with him and remind me. Alright, here we go. Oh, there's the lizard guy. I remember him like climbing under that car to follow them wherever they were going. He's got some bitterness against the Fuhrer, King Bradley. Is he going to run across the new Greed, Ling version of Greed? Because he was like Greed's disciple, I guess you could say. Oh, he's discovered the immortal soldiers hanging from the ceiling. Like so many clones in the Clone Wars. You can't go wrong by having something in common with Star Wars prequels, can you? Oh yeah, so this is a re-showing of a conversation we've already seen. Where he's showing Olivier Armstrong all these homunculi that are prepared to be baked and sent to war. Oh, man. This is pretty creepy stuff here. And I know Armstrong has a good poker face, so she's not showing her inner feelings about that. But I feel like she's going to make it a priority to probably stop this atrocity from happening, right? Like, she's a good person. She's a hero, I hope. Oh, wow, talking about all the souls they get from the battlefield. Oh, and Lizard Boy has found it out. He's got to get out of the Central District. He's seen all he needs to see. Look at him. He's getting his tail out of there, quite literally. Uh-oh. There it is. Reunified with Greed. The Ling Greed. Gring? I've seen people call him Gring and Lead. Oh, wow. Van Hohenheim wants to speak to Al in private. Yeah, Liore. I called it Leto. Letoism was the religion. Liore is the geographic location. Oh, they're going to tell him about Father. He knows about Father, though. Because he was there when Father was born. He knows all about Father. Back when he was slave number 23 or whatever. Oh, wow. He's trying to warn Alphonse the hard way, like, you can't trust anybody, not even your own father, who just happens to be me, telling you not to trust anyone. Oh, that was harsh. Oh, wow. That was an abrupt turn. From the foreboding, scary statements to, like, happy to see my boy. Wow, he's having some mood swings there. Great animation conveying in his eyes that total swing back and forth in mood. Okay, now we're going to find out what's the skinny on Edward. A little Edward update. He's hanging out with the mountain goats, it looks like. He's in the Banks Bank. Well, we see snow, so that's up north. But what's he doing in the Banks Bank? Oh, what is this? Who's this that he sent in on his behalf? This is confusing. I don't remember sideburns here at all. I love it. Banks Bank. Northern Branch. Oh, and they're turning in Edward because the state's trying to track him and find out where he is. So the sideburn guy went in there to withdraw for him. A large, brawny man. Oh, but it looks like somebody's stealing his money. Little guy in little glasses counting it. Little old lady back there with the tea there talking about hush money. Oh, I guess, is that the one? No, that's not the one who rescued him after he got stabbed. What's going on here? I'm so lost. That's what happens when I take a week in between episodes. Sorry, guys. Oh, they're coming to try to get Edward, but Edward's not there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Poor doctor's office getting raided by the... Oh, it's sideburns. Oh, pulling a gun on a hospital patient? That's just rude. Uh-oh. Oh, look at all the snacks. That was Edward with more snacks than I could eat in like an hour. It'd take me at least an hour and a half to eat all those snacks. Loaf of bread. At least his hair isn't braided. Oh, he called him short. Got under his skin. All right, we're about to see some action. Edward's gonna teach him a lesson for calling him short. Oh, he's laying the smack down on more people. And that's not alchemy. That's just pure Edward short man rage, right? Oh! You mess with the automail, you get the automail horns. Or something. Look at that. Ho, ho, ho! Put him to sleep. And Sideburns didn't even have to fire his gun. Not bad for a guy who's convalescing. Look at all that food. Didn't even take the toothpick out of his mouth. That is great.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
It's not a super great disguise, but I guess it does the job. Just a white, like, hooded jacket, and he doesn't have his hair braided. I mean, he can almost dress him up like a girl, you know? That'd be funny. Learn something from what would come much later in Demon Slayer. He just took Edward hostage. That was an interesting improvisation. I'll have to try that sometime. Taking myself hostage. I feel like I've seen a comedy where he did that, where the guy put a gun to his own head and said, take another step, and this guy gets it. And they backed up. He took himself hostage. Mr. Gorilla. I love that name. Oh, wow. He's saying they're people from the Northern Forces, so they might actually be friends and not foe. Which would make this a really fun chase scene if you're running from people who are there just to help you. You know what I mean? And to ask for your help. Oh, he's going to drift around that corner on a snowy day? I mean, that car doesn't look like it has great traction. Oh, what's he doing? He's using a little alchemy to help him drift. What happened? Where'd they go? What clever trick is this? Oh, turn him into that fancy beast. I love this vehicle. I don't know what it is, but I want one with the horns on the front and the flames on it. Looks kind of like an armadillo with horns. Yeah, see, Edward agrees. This looks cool as HE double hockey sticks, doesn't it? Cool as heck. I want that car. Like, that would be a really sweet ride to, like, roll up to the city park in on a sunny day. Have a little lowrider blasting through the speakers or something. With those, call it the horned armadillo. Oh, he's worried about Al, but don't worry, Edward. Al made it. Al made it. He's with Winry. They're down in Liore. Yeah. He really got to get back with his friends. Does he have any idea they're in Liore? Like, how will he even discover where they're at? Too bad Al doesn't have a cell phone, right? So he's got to rationalize. He's got to use his logics to figure out logically where would Al and Winry go. Oh, so he's heard the whole story that we got to see a couple episodes back, and I like Alphonse's reaction to it. He's a little overwhelmed, basically, about his father's history as a slave and a philosopher's stone and all that. You'd have to be touched in the head to believe my true story. What a great way to frame that. I agree with you there, Van Hohenheim. And Alphonse believes it, so he's touched in the head. Yeah. I think a lot of people are touched in the head in this story. Yeah, Alphonse has lived stranger stories than what his father has to tell him. He is a blood-sealed soul in an empty suit of armor, so he's got to suspend some disbelief, right? Oh, yeah, he hates his immortality because everybody he grows to love dies before him. A classic trope of the immortal. Classic suffering of the undying. Oh, what is this? Oh, wow, so he's kind of catching on if their father's not quite regular, then that means they're not quite regular. I want to hear his father's explanation. Oh, he says he's still the same person at the core. So hopefully, biologically, his sons are human. Well, Alphonse is special type human. But yeah, he's saying that father is not human. He's just a leather bag holding a philosopher's stone or something. Homunculi. Oh, he's revealing to his father the same thing that happened in Xerxes is about to happen in Amestris. So I wonder how Van Hohenheim's going to handle that. He's impressed, you know, he knows this already. Oh, he's looking at the alchemy circle. Oh, his dad's cautioning him about Pride, who's down there, the Shadow Beast Pride, who also is Selim. So don't go down in those tunnels. Oh no. Oh man. So Van Hohenheim thinks they might be pretty darn close to the day that the circle's going to light it up and kill everybody. Oh wow. He's saying, like, don't just look below your feet, but look up in the sky. Oh wow. So what's up in the air? Is he drawing attention to stuff along the rooftops here? A clue there with that statue of Leto that's above the city, I guess. Oh man, I like this little lizard guy. He's got some good cardiovascular health, because this guy's been running nonstop for a couple episodes now. And he doesn't look like he'd be in that good a shape. Maybe it's the lizard DNA helps him maintain. Yeah. Greed. I want to see how much of Ling still exists in Greed. Yeah, so lizard guy's catching on. Well, he thinks this is a guy imitating Greed. Will he believe Ling when he tells him the truth that he is Greed? Let's see. Well, looks like he's convincing. Yeah, lizard guy believes him. Oh, but he has no memory. Oh, or is he stimulating a memory of the lizard guy? Uh-oh. Now the believing's gone from one direction to the other, the disbelief. The whole thing in Doubleth, he doesn't have any memory of. I guess going back to the soul soup and then getting a new body kind of hits the reset button, right? Oh, he just killed him! What the heck, Greed? Little lizard guy's running around because he cares about you, trying to help you out. He's happy to see you, and you just gouge his heart out? My goodness, I'm starting to think you're not a very good person, Greed. That's it. I'm taking you off my Christmas list, even though I kind of like Ling. I don't like Gring or Lead. Oh, what is this memory coming back? Is he starting to have some remorse? I like it. We're seeing like this inner battle between the two identities inside of this body. Oh, ho, ho, there's Ling lecturing him. I really like this like image of Ling sitting there with his legs crossed, floating, dictating admonitions at him, or admonishments. He's trying to destabilize him so he can take control. Man, I love this like psychological battle going on between the two entities within his body. This is great. Solid work here. I love the imagery too, like behind the metaphysical Ling, for lack of a better term to describe him. I like the, it almost looks like red blood cells or something flowing up behind him and around him. Some kind of ether all around him. And you get that face, like the face of the true entity, that monstrous face going eye to eye. I love it. And the shadow memories. He's trying to actually pull up a conscience within the beast instead of being that conscience himself. An avarice, just another term for greed in my experience, but he's using that word avarice to sort of distinguish it from simple greed. It's like a stronger version of greed, I think, in the lore here. Hey, another solid episode. Always enjoying it. Great to see Van Hohenheim reunited with at least one of his sons. And you have to imagine that the reunion with Edward can't be too far down the road. Getting a few more clues as to how to stop this horrible plan. You know, look up, don't just look down. Getting some more interesting things going on with Greed and Ling here in this episode. I really want to explore that dynamic and how that's going to play out. And, you know, I want to see Edward get reunited with his friends. You know, at the end of the day, I think that's what many of us want. And to see, you know, first and foremost, to see Father get thwarted with Van Hohenheim now hopefully part of the team for the duration. They have an extra weapon to use. Still ratcheting it up. You know, we got several episodes left to see where this is going and how this conflict will be resolved if it's resolved. So with that, I'm just going to say I'm proud of you for watching anime, and I'll talk to you again soon.
I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who supports the channel on Patreon. It really means a lot to me. If you might be interested in Patreon perks like early access to videos, uncut reaction videos, ad-free videos, and the opportunity to vote on which anime will be covered in the future, then click on the link in the video description. Thank you.